Hey everyone and welcome back. Whenever a vessel is on an international voyage, that means that the vessel is going from point A to the point B, from the port of one country to the port of another country, it is but natural to cross borders. It does not happen in all the cases, but it does happen in many of them. Now the question that arises from all of this is that when the vessel is entering from the border of one country to the border of another country, what actually happens? Are there certain rules that we have to follow? Can we really do that? I mean, is it really possible? Just like the land is divided into different countries if we look at a map, in the same way the oceans of the world and the seas of the world are also divided into different countries. They belong to certain countries that have adjoining coastlines with them. And the convention that governs all of this division is called as a UNCLOS, or United States Convention on the Laws of the Sea. According to UNCLOS, the sea that is beyond 200 nautical miles from any country is considered as international waters. The area of the sea or ocean that is between 200 nautical miles to 12 nautical miles is considered EEZ, or exclusive economic zone of that country. And the area of the sea or ocean between 12 nautical miles and the coast, it is referred to as territorial waters. Whenever we are going through any of these areas, there are certain things that we have to take care of. And if you're getting confused about what this nautical mile is, then all you have to do is you have to multiply it by 1.852 and you will get the answer in kilometers. When you're passing in the Malacca Straits and Singapore Straits, you're entering the territorial waters of Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. Whenever you're passing the Straits of Hormuz, on your one side there is Iran and on the other side there is Oman. Whenever you're passing in the Gibraltar Straits, on one side there is Gibraltar and Spain, and on the other side there is Morocco. So obviously there are so many times when you're actually crossing the borders of all of these different countries. Now, what are all the regulations that are governing a passage through all of these areas? First of all, let's talk about the area that is beyond 200 nautical miles into the open sea. These areas are referred to as international waters. While there are certain regulations that you have to comply with in connection with the garbage and MARPOL and all of that stuff, but generally any kind of ship can go there without any certain implications from any of the other countries, because these are international waters. Every vessel is allowed to go there. Now, if we talk about the area that is between 200 nautical miles up to 12 nautical miles, this area is called as EEZ or EEZ, simply speaking, exclusive economic zone. What it really means is that the country to which this EEZ or EEZ belongs to, they have the right on all of the resources that are there in this area. There are certain fine definitions to this, but we are not going to go into all of those details. Simply speaking, any country to which this EEZ belongs, they have the control over all the resources over here. But for vessels like us who are on international voyages, they are by all the means permitted to go in those areas. We do have to abide by certain regulations. For example, the US has set their own regulations. There are some regulations by the UK government as well, but there are not so many. For us, if we are not taking advantage of all the resources that are in those areas, there is no harm in going over there. We are allowed to go over there. We are allowed to pass through those areas. Now, let's take a moment and talk about the areas that are within 12 nautical miles. They are called as territorial waters. As I explained to you moments ago, these seas extend to about 12 nautical miles from the coastline of any country. Usually, a vessel that is on international voyage is allowed to pass these waters without any certain implications. But the passage has to be innocent. Now, there is a definition of this innocent passage, and simply speaking, innocent passage is a passage where we are not going to actually call any port of that country. We are not going to tamper with any of the resources of that country. We are not going to buy or sell anything in those territorial waters of that country. Simply speaking, we should just cross those areas. We should not do any kind of business in those territorial waters. Then we are allowed to pass, because that passage will be called as the innocent passage. But there is one small thing that we have to take care of. Within these territorial waters, there are always ports of the country to which this territorial waters belongs to. We cannot pass the port limits. We cannot enter in the port limits. The port limits can be anywhere from 6 miles up to 12 nautical miles. Even if we are having an innocent passage, and even if we are passing close to the land of that country, we should not enter the port limits unless we have something to do with that port, or unless that port allows an innocent passage. So, in short, we can cross territorial waters by all the means, and we do not have to take any special kind of permissions or visas or any such sort of a thing. But we should not enter any port limits, and we always make sure of that whenever our vessel is passing close to any port, we are not entering those waters that are restricted for our entry. And then there's one more small thing that I wanted to tell you guys in this video. And that is that some countries, they claim an area of up to 18 nautical miles as their territorial waters. Some countries, they claim an area up to 24 nautical miles as their territorial waters. So we also have to consult UNCLOS to see what that country is claiming. Most of the other countries do not honor this claim. But when certain countries claiming it and we are passing through those areas, we try to make sure that we adhere to all of the rules and regulations as set by that country so that none of the problem arises for us. Certain countries allow only special kind of fuel to be used in their territorial waters. Certain countries have special regulations about sewage. Territorial waters, they don't allow it. So we have to take care of all of those regulations. We use only that kind of oil that is permitted by those countries in order to reduce the emissions in the air. And at the same time, if they do not allow us to discharge any wastes in the sea, we don't do that as well. Apart from all of these things, there are other parts of the sea that have special regulations. They are the special areas. They are the PSSA or particularly sensitive sea areas. And then there are SECA areas, that is sulfur emission control areas. Special areas have their own regulations regarding the garbage disposal, regarding the discharges from your engine room, regarding the effluent discharge from your vessel. And obviously we have to adhere to all of those regulations when we are in a special area. And these special areas are basically those sea areas that have countries all around, and the entrance of the seawater into those areas and out of those areas is very limited. For example, Baltic Sea, North Sea, Persian Gulf, and all such kind of areas. The second area that I talked about, that is PSSA or particularly sensitive sea areas, they are those areas that have the special marine life. For example, the coast near the Australia, the coast near the South Africa. These all areas are PSSA, that is particularly sensitive sea areas. Again, there are different regulations to it regarding the garbage discharge, regarding the effluent discharge from your vessel, and of course regarding the fishing and all those kind of activities. And we adhere to all of those things when we are passing through those areas. The passage is not restricted, but there are certain things that you have to adhere to, and you have to do it. And then the third kind of area, that is SECA areas, that is sulfur emission control areas. In those areas, a vessel is allowed to burn only certain kind of fuel oil. And the main aim is to reduce the sulfur emissions from a ship. And obviously when we are passing through those areas, we take care of all the regulations that are set forth for those areas in order to reduce the sulfur emissions. So in an essence, all of the seas and all of the oceans are open for us. We can go anywhere that we have to. Only thing is that we have to take care of the regulations that are set forth for those particular areas, and we have to abide by all of those regulations in their true sense. We cannot present excuses. We cannot present any kind of excuses. Well, that was pretty much today's video, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have gained any kind of knowledge really from this video, then please do consider liking this video. Do consider sharing with your friends. Consider subscribing to my channel. Until the next video, take very good care of yourself. With tons of love for my YouTube family and to be YouTube family, this is Zahid Nisar. You are watching Captain Zahid, and until the next video, goodbye.